Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another episode of Weekly Rex, episode 34. But before we get started, allow us to introduce ourselves. Coming all the way from Gotham City,
Crimson Chris with your DC reviews.
and for Wakanda,
Jules Strew with your Marvel reviews.
and I'm so indie, you can't stand me. I'm the ultimate B-man with your trade back throwbacks for the week. And also, we got Super Kryptonite Kyle and my boy Larry recommending some of their stuff for today. It's Weekly Rex. Let's get started.
Hey guys, it's Crimson Chris coming at you first this week because Jules True had an accident in his pants. Alright, so this week I've got Earth 2, issue number 18. It's actually a really good issue. In this issue we see a lot of Batman action, a lot of Superman action, and it's actually a good read. There's a lot of fighting going on, some people die, and somebody dies, a villain that you didn't think we were going to see die in this, and I really enjoyed it. Pick this one up in the singles, do not miss out. Batman is a beast in this. Next one I have this week, quick pick, it's The Movement, issue number 7. For you guys that know me, I love Gail Simone. I'm sticking with this comic. It's actually getting a lot better. I really like how the characters have come together in this. It's getting way better than I thought it was going to get. I'd say this one's a pickup in the single. Go ahead and get that one. And my last and my favorite of the week, guys, is Batman Detective Comics, issue 26. Now, Batman Detective Comics hasn't been my favorite for a couple of months now, and it's picking back up. We got some Man-Bat going on in here. We got a new form of Man-Bat, actually, that I really enjoyed. The Batman story in this is actually good. I'd say pick this one up in the singles. Those are my reviews for the week. And what do you have for us, the ultimate one?
Alright guys, it's time for me, the B-Man's turn, to give you my trade back throwback for the week. And I have to say, oh my god, IDW, you did it again. You do Ninja Turtles, you do G.I. Joe, and you do Godzilla, and now I see you doing Transformers, the G1 series as a matter of fact, and a little bit of G2. But I have to say, this book is good. The art is a 10 out of 10, and also the story is a 10 out of 10. It starts off with all the Decepticons going straight to Earth and terrorizing it like the Decepticons do. But you try to ask yourself a question, where are the Autobots? Well, they're stranded on another planet, and apparently they're all beat up from some type of war. I'm not for sure, but one thing's for sure, Optimus Prime is on a workbench, and his chest is ripped open, and the Matrix of Leadership is lost. And you can only guess who might have it. Megatron maybe? But also, Starscream, he is pretty much, if you think about it, it's like Thor and Loki, and that's exactly how it is in this book. Megatron and Starscream going back and forth, and kind of Starscream challenging Megatron's leadership. But I'm not going to spoil too much. All I got to say is I highly recommend this. So much, I give it my ultimate B-Man stamp of approval. That's how much I love this book. You need to buy it, pick it up, do whatever you got to do. This is the one. And one thing I have to say, all hail Megatron! And also, good night, Elaine. Super Kryptonite Kyle, give me your best and show me what you got, man.
Hey everybody, it's Kryptonite Kyle with part 2 of your DC reviews. The first pick is Green Arrow number 26. The reason I like this, I kind of compare it to the show, and this is extremely good because it's different than the show. It's really good. The story's quite intriguing. The art's okay. I definitely pick it up in the singles. The second one is Green Lantern number 26. The reason I like this is because the Green Lanterns throughout the entirety of DC have been considered the police force, and in this, it kind of shows how other people have the negative effect of them being the police force, and it shows some intrigue at the end by bringing new players into it. Quite awesome. My favorite is Superman and Batman number 6. The reason I like this is because the dynamic has always been great of Superman and Batman being friends, and it plays into this character called the Toymaker, who winds up pitting everybody against them in a virtual kind of battle royale where you get to pick a character and fight other supers with that character. Cool concept. Art's extremely great. The only downfall is that you don't read it like a traditional comic. You read it this way, kind of weird, but other than that, I definitely pick it up in the singles. Now for our boy Larry.
Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it. I have something a little different for you today than what you normally see on Weekly Rex. What I have here is a game called Power Grid. It's got German-style game. It's a better version of Monopoly, a more friendly version. Doesn't cause so many family fights. There's a good catch-up factor, so you never really stay behind. It has multiple maps, so There's a lot of variety to the gameplay, and it's really easy to learn. Once you learn, you get in there, you play it, and you start to have it down, and you can play it more and more to master it. Kind of like chess, there's always a little more strategy to develop, but it's really easy to pick up, low learning curve, fun game. Also, there's no way to cut somebody out of the game without ruining your own game. So if somebody tries to be mean, overly competitive, they end up just hurting themselves. But it is set up in such a way, the further you get ahead of somebody, the harder it makes it for you to play, the more advantages the people you're beating have, and the more disadvantages you have. So that allows that you have to be really on your edge and know when you want to step out into the lead. So while it's easy to play, there's plenty of strategy and room to develop. There's lots of expansions for this game. It runs in the $40 to $50 range. Definitely come by a hobby store and pick it up. And here's to you, Jules. Take it away.
Alright, thanks guys. I have survived said incident, hence I have a coat on now. And from the Marvel side of things, you can find everything on OutrightGeekery.com. I just want to thank everybody for a wonderful show. Larry, thank you for joining us on Weekly Rex. Thank you, Crimson, for a wonderful DC reviews. Thank you, Ultimate B-Man, for good stuff. Kyle with the rest of the DC reviews. That's all I've got to say. I work with a bunch of wonderful people. That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for today. But before we go, we got a couple of things we need to recommend to you. Crimson?
The first thing we got to recommend is a website of ours. I believe it's called
OutrightGeekery.com.
It is. Thank you, Jules. Also, at the end of the video, you can subscribe, like all of our other videos. And there was one more thing that you could do, Jules. What was that?
If you're in the local area of Madison, Tennessee, Son of Maddie, or Nashville, please go to Comic City 2. Bother Larry and bother Mark. Buy some comic books every Wednesday like we do.
And leave feedback. Also, guys, we have a question for you. And that question is, if you guys had to vote one member of the Weekly Rex crew off of Weekly Rex, who would it be?
Also,
Please.
good night, Kobe.
Nice.
Fuck you.
Yes!
Don't yes that shit!